Hello and welcome back to my channel Breaking the Barriers. I hope you all are doing great. So today I am again in front of you all with another video. This time the video is on class 11th English topic, the address, as you can see where I'm pointing the cursor. The address class 11th, and it is from the snapshot book. So I'm giving you an introduction and summary of the lesson, and in this video, we will also be sharing a vocab sheet at the end, which will help you to understand the difficult words which are mentioned in the chapter when you read the chapter from the book. So without any delay, let's start the video. Subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Introduction of the lesson. The story is about the human predicament that follows the pre-war and post-war period. Predicament means, see at the bottom, this yellow line, a difficult, unpleasant and embarrassing situation. So the difficult, unpleasant situations before the war means pre-war, and after the war means post-war, have been described in this particular chapter. You know that during the World War, the Jews ran away. They left Germany and many other parts also because they were being brutally murdered by the German forces. So this is also a story of a Jew family and their neighbor. Mrs. S, who was a Jew, was a rich lady. So Mrs. S is a lady here who is belonging to a Jew family and is quite rich. Whereas the second character, Mrs. Dorling, was a non-Jew lady. Okay, so Jew, non-Jew, you can assume who will run away. Mrs. S with his family is going to run away because they are Jews. The girl daughter of Mrs. S has lost her house and her mother during the war, and now she had decided to come back to take her possessions from Mrs. Dorling. So Mrs. S was killed during the war and they lost their house and everything because they ran away. But many years after the war, when the situations were back to normal, Mrs. S' daughter came back to their hometown to take their belongings. Possessions means the belongings, the things which belong to you, from Mrs. Dorling, an acquaintance whose address was given by her mother years ago. Now, what happened was that before going, Mrs. S and her family gave all their valuables to Mrs. Dorling to keep them in safe custody. Okay, and this help was not asked by Mrs. S. This help was offered by Mrs. Dorling. Means Mrs. Dorling herself told Mrs. S that as you are going, as you are running away, you keep all your valuable stuff with me at my home so that it would be safe. And once when you return back, I will give you back all your stuff. So now Mrs. S is no more, but her daughter is coming back after many years to take back the belongings. And the address of Mrs. Dorling was given to the daughter by Mrs. S before her death. So daughter remembers the address and she is coming back. When she reached the home, the woman treated her in a cold reception. Cold reception means the daughter was not welcomed very well. On the other hand, the daughter was rejected, means she was not even allowed to enter the house. Why? Because Mrs. Darling was not having the intentions to return back all the stuff that she has taken from Mrs. S many years ago during the war situation. Okay, she was very greedy kind of a lady and she never wanted to help Mrs. S. She only wanted to acquire all the possession, all the valuable things from Mrs. S family. When this help was given by Mrs. Dorling to Mrs. S, it was given with the intention that Mrs. S and her family members will die in the war and will never come back, and I will be the owner of these things. Mrs. S, sorry, Mrs. Dorling. Mrs. Dorling never realized or never hoped that someone from the family of Mrs. S would come back to ask for the belongings. And that is why, after many years, when Mrs. S' daughter is here back at Mrs. Dorling's doorstep asking for the belongings or trying to make her acquaintance, she is being given a cold welcome and didn't let her into the house. Mrs. Dorling didn't even let the daughter enter the house. She decided to go back. The daughter decided to go back anyway, and then she met her daughter who let her in and told her to wait inside. Later on, the daughter thought that I should go again. I should knock at the door again and I should try to enter the house. The second time when she knocked the door, Mrs. Dorling was not inside the house. On the other hand, Mrs. Dorling's daughter opened the door and she let Mrs. S daughter enter the house. Okay, both the ladies' daughters are meeting for the first time. When she entered the house, she saw all the possessions in front of her which were decorated in the house. But all the possessions were in such a condition in Mrs. Darling's house that Mrs. S daughter, the main protagonist or the main character of the story, was not able to connect to them, and she decided to leave the house and go away without claiming the belongings. So this is the intro, and now I'm going to explain the summary to you. After ringing the doorbell of Mrs. Dorling, who lived at number 46 Marconi Street, the protagonist means here the leading character or the main character of the story. So Mrs. S. daughter, after many years, returned back to her hometown for to claim her possessions. And as she rang the doorbell of Mrs. Dorling, which was number 46 Marconi Street, the protagonist was given a cold reception, and Mrs. Dorling took much time to recognize her. Means Mrs. Dorling was not able to recognize her, and Mrs. Dorling was not, ready to welcome her inside the house because she knew that if she let her enter, and if she recognized everything, then the daughter would claim back the things, which was not the case here because Mrs. Dorling is not willing to give back the things. Mrs. Dorling had thought everyone in the protagonist family was dead and asked if anyone else had come along with her. So Mrs. Dorling thought that everyone might be dead, and she said to the daughter that she asked the daughter that is there anyone else with you? And the daughter said no, no one else with me. Mrs. Dorling refused to let the protagonist inside her house and she told her to come back sometime later. Now she avoided her by saying this is not the right time to visit. We are quite busy and you come back sometime later. The protagonist recognized her mother's cardigan. Mrs. Dorling was wearing a cardigan, green cardigan, and protagonist saw and realized, yes, this cardigan. She didn't said it directly to Mrs. Dorling, but she realized that this green cardigan belonged to her mother. Cardigan is a type of cloth which you wear. She decided to go back to the train station and thought about her mother and how she told her about Mrs. Dorling, who was an acquaintance of her. Acquaintance, see at the end of the page, a person you knows in a society. So, as the daughter, the main character, the protagonist, is going to the railway station to go back from where she has come because her task is not complete yet. Mrs. Dorling is not able to recognize her, or she's pretending not to recognize her. So, as the daughter of Mrs. S, the protagonist is going back to the station, she's thinking about the past, that how before the death of the mother told her about Mrs. Dorling and told her that all the things are with her and she is a known acquaintance. During the war, Mrs. Dorling would visit their house and take their possessions with her as she didn't want them to get lost if they ever left the place. Mrs. Dorling had a brought back. So the protagonist or the daughter realized that she remembered that during the war, Mrs. Dorling used to come to their house every day and she used to take all the valuable belongings with her. And she used to say that I will keep them in safe custody for you so that they are not lost in the war. You are leaving your house, you are going away to save yourself, to save your life. When you come back, I will give them back to you by the time I'm keeping them in safe custody. Daughter remembered all of these things, and she also realized that Mrs. Darling had a brought back in those days. The protagonist decided to go to Mrs. Darling's home to get back their belongings. So she decided, okay, I will not board the train. I will go back to Mrs. Darling's home to claim my belonging. When she rang the bell for the next time, Mrs. Darling was not at home, and Mrs. Darling's daughter opened the door. She let her in and asked her to wait in the living room. Now, Mrs. Darling's daughter didn't knew who she was, so she welcomed her and she told her to wait in the living room. When they were crossing the passage, means there was a small passage, through the passage they lead to the main room. The protagonist noticed their Hanukkah candle stand that they had never used because it has been unmanageable. Now, as the protagonist or the daughter of Mrs. S entered Mrs. Darling's house, she started seeing various things which were decorated in the house which belonged to them. First thing that she saw was the Hanukkah candle stand. Hanukkah is a, see at the end of the page, Hanukkah is a Jewish festival, and this candle stand is used in that festival, and this stand belonged to them. When she reached the living room, she was horrified as she saw all her mother's things that were arranged in a tasteless manner. And as soon as she entered the living room, she was completely surprised because everything that she saw over there belonged to her mother, but they were arranged in very tasteless manner, means not according to the situation, in an offensive way. And Mrs. S daughter was not able to connect to the things. She was very feeling very sad that these things are kept here in such miserable condition. When she reached the living room, which this we have done, the furniture was ugly and the room had a muggy smell. Muggy, I have mentioned in the next slide. See there, I'm pointing the cursor. Muggy means humid. So there was a humid smell and it made her disinterested, means it made the daughter disinterested, and she wanted to leave the place without taking the belongings. Mrs. Darling's daughter offered her a cup of tea. Now, the host, Mrs. Darling's daughter, offered a cup of tea, and the protagonist noticed, protagonist means Mrs. S. daughter. Protagonist noticed that the old tablecloth had a burn mark on it. This is the same tablecloth that belongs to Mrs. S. This is protagonist tablecloth because she remembered that yes, though in back in those days also this burn mark was there on the tablecloth, which is till now present. When the girl was showing the silver fork and spoons that actually belonged to the protagonist, she jumped up and walked out of the house. Then the host, Mrs. Darling's daughter, started showing the protagonist the silver spoons and the fork. She started showing them, see, these beautiful cutlery belong to us. And protagonist at once remember that these beautiful forks, spoons of silver and this cutlery belong to them. She cannot bear it anymore. Till now she was really very emotional because after so many years she is looking at all their belongings, but Mrs. Darling's daughter is showing them to her as they belong to them. She is not able to withstand that anymore. She is not able to control her emotions, and she decided to go out of the house. She decided never to visit the place again, and she decided that I will not claim any of my belongings because looking at those belongings, her past memories are revived, and those are bad memories, memories of her mother. Her mother is no more, she's dead, and these belongings, when she looked at her, they make her remember about her mother, which are past bad memories which she never wants to remember again. These are the memories of the past, and hence she decided to forget the address. And so she decided that I will forget the address, means I will never come back here. I will never come to Mrs. Darling, and I will never say that these belongings are mine. Please give them back to me. She decided to forget the address. She decided to leave the belongings. She decided to never come back because they revive the past bad memories of her mother, which the daughter wants to forget because they bring with them pain. Okay, this is a small summary and description of the chapter. You watch this video, and after watching the video you read the chapter from your book. I hope you will be able to understand the chapter in an one more thing. See this vocabulary sheet. I want you all to note down this vocabulary in your notebook. Pause the video over here and note this vocabulary in your notebook. It will help you to understand the difficult words of the chapter when you will read the chapter from your textbook. So these are 19 words, you write down these words in your notebook. So I hope this video was beneficial for you. I hope you are able to understand the chapter, and I hope that once you watch the video and after that you read the chapter, you will be able to relate to the chapter in an effective way. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel, hit the like button, and never miss a video which I upload on my channel. It's bye for now. Happy learning.